Yeah.
Yeah, we're recording.
Well, as the first person to be rocked out, oh my god, I'm eternally grateful.
Gonzalo. Oh my god, I'm so sad right now.
Yeah, before we actually start your interview, like we like to kind of talk to you just like on a personal level and talk to you a bit. I just want to say like we were both a really big fan of you and really enjoyed watching you as a player.
Oh,
And so seeing you tonight, like before we added you to this call, we were on call and we're like, that sucks. Like we're so upset to see you go. You were such a really good player and you should definitely be proud of your game. I think you went in a
oh,
crazy tribal.
I did.
Oh my god, Gonzalo. Okay, so I want you to tell me kind of like your initial feelings on being voted out. How do you feel right now?
Well, I didn't get voted out. I got rocked out. That means
Mhm.
that my social game was always on point, and it was pure luck.
Right, like so you feel like there was nothing you could have done at this
All
point.
I could have done, I could have voted Grant.
Right.
Like I saw that. I was telling Austin, use idol on Grant, use idol on Grant, and he didn't.
So what was your thought process for the vote you casted?
So my thought process, because we came up with this plan. We came up with like me and Grant arguing with each other and like not liking each other at that point. Everyone believed it, but Austin prefers to go with an idol to final five than 3 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know why it didn't click that hey, we could get rid of Nate's idol by him leaving, and
Mm-hmm.
blam, we have it settled. 3 votes, no more idols, or like if it's hidden, it's more likely that one of us is gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
So looking back on what happened tonight, if you could go back in time, would you vote Grant?
If I knew now, no, I would have
No.
still. My plan was I wanted to go to the end with Grant and Austin due to the fact that I feel like my gameplay was stronger than theirs. Yeah, Austin has a bigger name in this fandom than me, but I still believe my gameplay that was the strongest. And also, Grant, I was gonna use him as like he was a sheep this whole entire time. He doesn't deserve any votes.
Okay, so how do you feel about your jury management? Like, how do you feel about your position with the jury if you would have made the final three?
I would hope that they wouldn't be better, because I screwed every single one of them kind of. Tia, I screwed her over the first. Then if Jordan would have gone, he was the for sure. He would never vote me because I use his vote as a decoy every single time. And I feel like I don't know too sure, and the only vote that I know for sure I would have had is Grayson.
Aw, oh, we love your friendship with Grayson. We think that you guys are
Yeah,
super
we do.
cute.
We love you guys' friendship.
And we think that, I wish you guys would have gone further together. But anyway, so
Yeah, we told Grayson when he went out that we were a huge fan of your all's duo.
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Can you hear me?
Oh, great that you told
Grayson.
Yeah.
Grayson.
We told Grayson we were a huge fan of the
Oh,
two of you. Like I loved watching you two work together. It was so fun.
I love that you listened to everything I had to say. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were extremely vocal. We saw you almost in every single council saying exactly what you had in mind. Like you never backed down, you were never quiet. Do you think that helped your game or that hurt your game?
That was my game. My game was using the Skype travel to my advantage. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I knew my name is not big in this fandom. If anything, the only name I'm known for is Dalton. And that's not really, well, it is big, but it's not that big. So I know coming
Mm-hmm.
into tribals, I need to be vocal. I needed to put myself out there so people see me, and at the end, they vote for me because they saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't be hiding on the shadows. Because my gameplay was all shadows. You saw it in this tribal. Nate didn't see any
Mm-hmm.
votes coming for him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And we saw, like, I feel like you have the ability to, like, make people, like, you can backstab them, but they won't really be angry at you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even when you were going out, Nate wasn't mad. Like, he wasn't, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
I think that that is something that you did use to your advantage. So obviously now you're gone and now it's final five. What do you predict is going to happen next?
Final five. Austin's using idol on him. No. Austin's gonna win immunity. If he wins immunity, he's using idol on Grant. Nate is using his own idol. Then that will leave Tristan and Jordan, and that will end up Jordan leaving because Tristan just saved Nate's ass, and so that's not gonna happen. But let's say the other side wins immunity, that would put Austin or Grant, depending who doesn't get used the idol, coming next.
Okay, so in your perfect world, what do you want to happen?
In my perfect world, I honestly would love to see. I don't know. I honestly want Austin, Nate, and either Grant or Tristan to make it on the final three. But honestly, like to screw T, I was always afraid. Okay, I make final three with Austin and Grant, and then it becomes final two because I know Survivor does that. I was so afraid of that because I was like, then I needed to win immunity. But since I'm not in the game anymore, oh my god, I would love Nate and Austin to be in the final two. I would love a two people who are strong to plead their case.
Okay, so we have seen you in a lot of tribal councils this season, especially in the pre-merge. I mean, because obviously your tribes lost immunity a lot of the time. Do you think your game evolved from the pre-merge to the merge phase, or do you think you kind of stayed the same?
That was the best thing that happened to me going to tribal council, because going into merge, I knew who I could trust. I didn't need to like be a moment like, who do we trust? Do we trust our tribe? Is it gonna be like with us? No. Being in those tribal councils like made me assure like, oh, okay, Mike is actually with me. Oh, Grayson is actually with me. And also, I broke the record of being the first person to have 3 votes, like first. So love that.
So how do you think you use the save a vote twist to your advantage?
Let's say when Duke went home, if Duke actually would have gotten Mike on his side, then that would have resulted on a 4-4 vote. I don't know if you guys saw it as like, oh, Gonzalo wasted his vote, but for me it was like, okay, this is the first time I'm actually voting with Mike to trust. So if he doesn't trust, it'll end at 4-4, and I'm going to rocks. Like honestly, that's where I thought I was gonna get rocked out, not here.
Right. And then, I mean, you survived all the way to final 6, which is incredible. Do you have any tribal councils you kind of want to walk us through your strategy of? Any big moves you're proud of?
Oh, Tia, the best. Okay, Tia. Okay, I call her like the wolf of Big Brother, like Survivor games, because she is someone who will always have a pack, people following her. She's the alpha wolf. And what is what is with her game is that once she sees one wolf getting stronger than her, she's gonna go attack them and rip them apart. So I knew there's no way I can trust that girl. No way. So I need to figure out one way to take her out. And honestly, that wasn't Grant's move. That was an awesome move. That was my move because I sacrificed my idol for them to actually vote her. Because Austin and Grant were still not on board. They're like, we don't have the votes. We don't have the votes. Like I needed to. At first, I convinced Grayson, hey, use your idol. After I convinced him, I told the other two, the couple, to do it. And then we told Mike, I'm like, obviously both my name and Mike's name are going around. I needed to tell him, hey, Grayson's using idol on me because he already knew Grayson had an idol. So I told him, hey, I don't want you gone, so vote Tia. So this is like, because I know they were close. So I told him that, so like he votes Tia so he doesn't go. And that's how those 5 votes went against Tia. And in that tribal council, I was so vocal against Jordan because it made sense like for me to fight him. And I wanted, at the time, Austin and Grant didn't tell me they had the idols, you get me? So I assumed Tia would have had one. So I needed to fight with Jordan so she doesn't see it coming and it'll be a complete blindside.
Okay, so when you first saw the cast reveal, when you first saw this cast, did you think that you were going to make it as far as you did? What were your predictions?
I saw it, I was like, I'm not winning. I'm not winning. there's too many big names. That was my biggest issue with it. Like, okay, I saw Dalton, I saw Tia, I saw Austin, I saw Grant, there were too many big names. I was like, even if I make it to the end, I'm not gonna get credit for nothing. And this whole entire time, like, you haven't been on Discord, but every single time people tell me that cup was gonna screw you over, they don't blah blah blah, and I was like, no. I know last tribal council I had the chance to take out Austin. I didn't do it because that wouldn't have been my move. That would have been Austin with an I move. And well, I'm playing my own game. If I would have voted off Austin right now, probably I would have made it to final five. But right there, Austin and Jordan would have stuck together. Nate and Tristan would have stuck together. I can't win immunities. Goodbye.
Okay, so now that you're a jury member, you have influence, and you're gonna be able to, be your vocal self at the final tribal council. What are you looking for in a winner?
Me, just kidding. I'm looking for a player that played kind of like me. Yeah, I played with Austin, but obviously Austin, what I hate about him is that he doesn't take chances. Like, he needs to know the facts, and if he doesn't know the facts, he's not going to do it. That's why he didn't use the idol on Grant, which would have worked. Like, I'm so mad that he didn't do that. And that's the only issue with me with Austin's gameplay. And Nate's gameplay, his issue is that he hasn't really gone his way most of merge.
Right.
Like, he's been on the losing side. He's the underdog. I know people at home probably is rooting for him because people love underdogs and they hate when people are winning. And Tristan, Grant, the biggest chiefs in this tribe, Jordan. Like, no one votes him out because, like, it'll be a waste of a vote. So, like, honestly, I saw me in the lead, and then with Austin, like, I was really competing with Austin on that spot.
Right.
So you really feel like you were at a point in the game where you feel like you could win the whole thing.
I wanted to go with Austin. I know, like, a lot of people are like, why do you want to go with him? I wanted to go with Austin and Grant to the end. One, that would have been my loyalty game. Because I know some people are like, you didn't play loyal not once. That was my loyal game. I wasn't loyal to you, but I was loyal to them. That would have been my loyal game. My second gameplay is I played better than them. They didn't manipulate me. I manipulated them, and they did stuff for me, and I did stuff for them. I would have been completely honest at the end.
Okay, so I think those are all the game-related questions I have.
I do want to say game-related before we get to production questions. I want to jump in and just, like, this isn't a question. I just want to say something. That Gonzalo, back at a question earlier, you were saying, coming into the game, there's all these big players. You were afraid. You like, I could never beat them. I could never win. But I just want you to know that you came into this game and you played a very, very good game. You had a very strong game. And I think if you had made it to the end, you would have had a great argument for winning. So you should definitely walk out if you're proud of yourself and proud of your gameplay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gonzalo,
No problem.
you're one of my favorites. Like, honestly,
for sure.
Not only because you're Latino, so I feel you in my blood, but because I genuinely feel like you're really smart, and I feel like people.
I only like you because you're Latino. I'm just kidding.
Do you have anything else you would like to say before we get to production questions?
That probably would have won. But
okay.
I will never know now.
Never know.
So, production questions. So basically, like, this game is like very unique in its aspects that has Discord and Skype and tribal councils, and it's just different competitions. We want to make our game like as best as we can. What do you think are some things you enjoyed, some things you didn't enjoy? Just give us advice on how we can like make our game better.
I want more Skype games.
Okay.
Like, I know that it's hard to get everyone on. But honestly, if you see the merge, who are the people that are winning? Tristan always won the post-comment comps. Did I say Tristan? I said Tristan, right?
Yeah.
Tristan always wins those comps.
Right.
Austin wins speed comps and DMs or puzzles. That's why they kept winning all of the meetings.
Right.
like the only time that it changed was because Nate was playing on Skype.
Right.
Like, I want your game to be more diverse than like the other games. Yeah, the
Right.
comps were so unique. Like, I'm
Thank
not gonna
you.
lie, they were so unique and so thoughtful. I'm like, wow, shout out.
Mhm.
But sadly, it still is like similar to other comps.
Right.
Like, oh, it's still a
Right.
comic comp. Oh, it still is a puzzle comp.
Right.
It's still a speed comp.
Right. We try to make our comps as unique as possible. I think that's something we really do like, that we like our competitions, like how different they are and how creative they are. But at the same time, on Instagram, there is only so much you can do. And
Yeah.
I think that this season was like the beginning season for us, because season 1, we had no Skype comps. This was the beginning season. We have this, and then we may have one more Skype comp. We will see. This was kind of like us trying it out. And I think that the last one went so well. In the future, I definitely see us incorporating more. This was like the
that
little
was like
trial.
that was the funniest thing, watching everybody with
Yeah.
their freaking blindfolds
Yeah.
Oh
on.
my god, I thought I was on the nail. I was making fun of the other job. Like, y'all are taking forever. I was so confident.
Yeah. Okay, so with that being said, we have one more question for you, and it's my favorite question. So if ever given the opportunity to play again, would you?
Obviously.
Okay.
I almost won this one, and this is like one of the biggest ones. And I wasn't a flop this time. Usually on the smaller ones, I'm always a flop. This one I wasn't. And I would love to come here known as a big name by now and see how I can play that game, because I know that's a harder game than not known.
Right. Awesome. Okay, I think that's all that we have for you, unless you have anything that you want to say to the viewers or anyone watching.
Sorry if you hate me, but I was playing my game. I feel like so much hate is coming my way.
I see some love in your future. Just make good questions, and you'll get some love.
I'm not confessing this, I swear.